Hello to everyone at the UCCC and welcome to today's Zoom about aprons, upcycled aprons. Hello, Ruth. And
Hello,
hello, Penny.
hello, Melanie.
Yay. Ruth, you're amazing. Thank you for your enthusiasm for this process. I love seeing your face in all of these. This is great. And hello, Penny. Is this your first Zoom with us?
Yes, it is. Usually the time, because I'm in Australia, just near north of Sydney, so often the times middle of the night or very, very early morning here. Stupid o'clock officially,
Yes.
um, but it's 6 p.m. here, so it's quite good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I do try to mix it around a little bit
Yeah.
so that everyone can get a chance. And of course, Ruth is.
Hi.
Hello, Ruth. Yeah, and your sound's working today. Ruth is up in the middle of the night to be with us for this one.
Well,
Oh,
I took a nap today, so I'm good.
You're amazing, Ruth. Thank you. I love seeing you.
It's just midnight.
It's just midnight.
midnight.
So I just squeaked in. If it had been an hour later, you wouldn't have been able to make
Yeah, well, maybe.
it.
Been looking forward to it because
Yeah.
you're my buds now.
Oh, yay, yay. So Ruth is in Alaska. Is it
Oh, wow.
it's still light there by you? Hey, Ruth?
Oh yeah, you want to see?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's midnight.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. That's amazing.
Wow. You
Yeah,
need good blackout.
it's actually sun has set, but it's light for a long time,
Yeah.
and then in a couple hours it'll start getting lighter again. Because
Wow.
we're almost like next week is solstice, so then it goes the other way.
Wow. And
So you need really good blackout curtains.
No, well, not
No?
necessarily. You get used to it.
Ah.
I leave the one in front of me open, but this is my sewing room. In the bedroom we have a curtain, and then in the middle of the night, quote unquote, then we close the door to make it even darker. So yeah.
And Penny, where are you in Australia?
1 hour north of Sydney.
Okay.
So we're on the coast, on the east coast.
Okay.
So we're in the east, just a Eastern Australia time zone.
Okay.
So it's quite temperate. It is winter here as it is for you, and we don't have a heater on at the moment. It was a beautiful sunny day today. We went for a walk along the local beach and had a coffee and sat on the beach and watched people in wetsuits go surfing.
Wow.
And there were kids there in shorts, t-shirts, so it is winter, but it was a beautiful sunny day. It was lovely.
Okay. How cold does it get there on a cold day?
On a cold day, oh, I'll ask my husband for a cross-reference here. This is my husband, Steve.
Hi, how you
Hello,
going?
Steve. It's good to meet you.
And Ruth.
Hi.
So when it's
About
really
two
two at the coldest.
It doesn't really freeze.
No.
We don't get snow. We're by the seaside, so yeah.
Okay.
We're too close to the coast for it to get freezing.
I must come live there.
Yeah.
Does
it get freezing where you are?
Well, it gets -2, occasionally -5, but we don't have snow. It's not like those countries where they get snowed in winter. You snow in all winter, don't you, Ruth?
Oh yeah. Well, I think it came late last year, but then it seems to stay forever. So I just get tired of it. So everything's green, and I'm so happy. That's my favorite color. And the roses are blooming. The Sitka roses, the wild ones, bluebells, and everything is blooming. We have elderberry and the roses and wild geraniums and lilies and stuff like that. And all the berries have been in bloom. The high bush cranberries have bloomed already. And I was looking at them and I thought, oh, I wonder if that's that Labrador tea. And then I thought, well, duh, this is where the high bush cranberries grow. I'm a native of California, so
Okay.
I'm an import, but I've been here 43 years.
And you
So
still feel like an import?
kind of sometimes, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Home always stays home, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I so love these Zoom meetups. It still gives
Yeah.
me goosebumps to think that I'm talking to people clear on the other side of the world where things are so very different from what I'm used to. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us. I think that this is going to be quite a small one, which is great for me because it's Sunday morning here and I'm taking a while to fire up this morning. So this is all good. So Penny, how long have you been a member of the Upcycled Cloth Collective?
Probably, I was thinking that when you posted that question on Facebook, I was thinking, and it's probably about 18 months.
Okay.
18 months, yeah, that I joined it, or maybe 2 years.
Okay.
But I've probably been upcycling always. But
Yes.
then I found this other group of people that were like-minded and giving each other ideas and being such a supportive community that it was like, oh, bingo, I found it.
Yay.
Yeah, so yeah, it was probably 18 months to 2 years ago.
Okay, I love hearing that people feel that natural fit click in when they get to us.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it is.
And also it means you've been around for the less dramatic parts of our growth. We had some almost kind of teething problems. We grew so fast that like in the middle section in year 2 and 3, we had some very bumpy places where I really just wasn't coping. It was so frightening to me. This massive growth. I was the dog, literally the dog who caught the car, because now suddenly I had to recruit teams and I'd never worked with a team before, let alone people I've never ever set eyes on. You know, how do you build a team with people that you've never met before? So it was quite a bumpy ride for me behind the scenes, but I've now settled into my flow, and also we've got our systems in place now, so the group runs more smoothly than it used to. So we have less drama than we used to, which is great.
I suppose as time's gone on, as needs dictate, when things happen, then that's when you refine the rules and the protocols and going, okay, we hadn't thought about that one. And you can sort of see that evolving as you go along, as you know, the admin team sort of work together to go, okay, didn't anticipate that particular issue, but what can we put in place to prevent it happening? And it's been really interesting to see, and you've done such a good job at actually,
thank you.
You know, refining it and making it really quite clear about what the group is.
Yeah, the things that really, like, there were things that really got us that we really didn't see coming. Like, so in South Africa, we are far from where people who associate themselves with the word gypsy live. And in South Africa, that word is used in a very kind of descriptive way, and people often use it to describe a lifestyle, a way of being. And we really didn't understand that it really is a racial slur in certain parts of the world, and just how kind of divisive the word can be. Hello, Gaynor. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, sorry I'm a bit late. I got into the shower and the time just disappeared. Sorry.
Oh no,
anyway,
we don't mind. Yay, yay. It's lovely. Thank you for joining us.
It's first thing in the morning for me, so I don't know what
That's okay. It's a bit early for me too. It's a Sunday,
okay.
and I was promising everybody a countdown this morning, and then next thing I knew, it was 10 to 10, and I had to look awake. Oh, look, Liz is also joining us. Yay! So Gaynor, where are you based?
In Swansea, in Wales, in United Kingdom. Yeah.
Oh, yay! So we've got Alaska, Australia, Wales, and Liz Sharp has joined us. Good morning, Liz.
Hello, Melanie. Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm very well, thank you. And where are you, Liz?
I'm just outside London, South London.
Okay.
UK.
Okay, so we've got 2 from the UK, 1 from Australia, and 1 in Alaska. That's amazing. Yay, it's lovely to meet all of you. Yay. And Liz, how long have you been a member of the Upcycle Cloth Collective?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Probably about 3-4 years, maybe.
Oh, yay. So you've been around for a long time.
Well, I can't be sure, but I seem to have been following it for quite a while. Yeah.
Okay. So you saw us through the growing pains. It's a lot calmer now than it used to be, hey?
Yes, it's good. It's a really good group, yeah.
Oh, yay. Thank you for staying with us. And Gaynor, how long have you been with the group?
Quite a long time, probably about the same amount of time, a few years. Good, yeah. I do seem to remember it being quite a lot smaller when I did start, yeah, but
Yes.
it's huge now, isn't it?
Yes.
It was before it all split up into different regions, put it like
Wow.
that.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Yeah, I think it was.
That's a long time. So you've seen us through our growing pains. Do you find it's calmer now than it used to be?
Calmer, did you say?
Yes.
Well, maybe I don't know. Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think our admin team is also quite good at getting to the trouble early, so it doesn't escalate too much. So
Mhm.
I think that the chaos that I feel behind the scenes is not quite what our members experience in the main group. I sometimes forget that we get there so fast that all the storm happens in the back end in our admin training room, and that you guys don't see a lot of it, thankfully, because that's our whole role, is to keep it calm and smooth and operating nicely. So thank you so much for spending time with us. I appreciate all of you so much. So we're supposed to be talking about aprons today. Now, oh yay, some of you have got stuff to show. Awesome, because oh good, because I don't have anything. I don't have an apron to show. So we'll start with you, Ruth, because you're at the top of the screen and you were first to sign on. Oh,
Okay,
that's
this
beautiful.
is one I made
Nice.
for it's just it's a fat quarter on the bottom, and I lined it because I don't know why I lined it. I wanted, because it was so kind of flimsy, it was just one piece of fabric, and it was so small compared to some aprons I've had. But then I also started this one out of a shirt.
And what did you line it with, Ruth?
Oh, just this is the back of the bib, white, and then dots.
I love it, but it's not waterproof or anything.
Oh no, the skirt is this daisy fabric, and I only had that much, so then I put the pocket out of the same as the back. It's kind of, I guess you could say it's reversible, but I wouldn't want to wear it that way. But our guild, the Quilting Guild, had a plea for everybody to make aprons this year for our fair, but now the fair has been canceled, so it'll be for next year. And then I've also made aprons with a shirt, and so I started this one. I've got it torn apart a little bit. You use the collar of a shirt.
That's a good idea.
And then you cut it from the seam up here, wherever the you know where the yoke thing is, down to the armhole, and then you use long sleeves. But this one has short sleeves, and the sleeves, well, it had long sleeve, but I cut it off because I wanted to use it for something else. So I'm gonna use 2 different fabrics, and you make the ties out of something else. And then this one has a pocket high up, and sometimes, like when I've made them for kids, I would take the pocket and move it down so that you can put your hand in and grab your Kleenex or whatever tissue, I guess you guys call it. And then I've also made them with denim, like a pair of jeans for the skirt part, and then another piece of denim. And I didn't even go look for it because I don't know where to start looking for it, but I haven't worn it in a long time. I used it when I was spinning, and I could set my cards down on my lap, and it was denim, so the little prickly, the the teeth of the cards wouldn't go into my leg or whatever.
Okay, so you've
So-
got different aprons for different purposes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Denim would make a very tough apron, wouldn't it? It'd be good.
Yeah, I think it would be good in the garden also.
Yeah.
Yeah, or for painting. I have an apron that I bought that has the poem about the cat that loves to eat the mice, and I use that for dyeing and stuff. And when I taught one class, and it's just covered with everything, you know, different colors and stuff. And I kind of wanted to obscure the poem because it's a little bit nasty. It talks about crunch their little tiny feet. And I'm going, not a nice visual. So I covered it with paint.
And do you teach adults or children, Ruth?
Well, I was teaching some of the guild members. We did sun dyeing and sun printing with the guild a few years, probably 5 years ago or so.
Okay.
And yeah, just
I think you'd
local.
make a great teacher.
Yeah, I have fun. And my problem though is I'm easily distracted by squirrels and everything else. And when I start talking about something, I go off on a tangent. And then somebody with a more a mind that works on the other half of the brain will say, now you were talking about blah, 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 and you never finished it. And sometimes at the end of the class, I'll think about it. I said, oh man, I just went off, blabbing my mouth off.
I love that. I love that. And Penny, you say you've also got a project for us.
Yeah, I've got one that I really love, old linen, like beautiful old tablecloths and things like that, that maybe have got a hole in it or there's a stain on it. So people give me a lot of things because they know that I really love them and I will make something from them. So I've actually made aprons. I made particularly one for a friend who, it was an embroidered tablecloth that was her grandmother's that had seen a lot of wear, had quite a few holes in it, but I was able to get an apron out of it, and now it's really special for her because the tablecloth will be used again. And like when I'm making them and I have to cut across the beautiful hand crocheted edging, I apologize as I'm cutting. I'm apologizing to the maker, but knowing if I wasn't doing this, they would end up in a landfill somewhere. So this is one of them. So just undo it. So it's a bib apron.
Okay.
So
And
it's got, if you can see it, so it's got all the embroidery.
That's
You
beautiful.
can't really see it on the camera, can you?
We can see it well enough, and maybe in the comments afterwards you could put a photograph.
Yeah, so that's the skirt of it. That's the skirt of this particular apron. So you can't really see. That's all cross stitch.
It's beautiful.
So they're just really nice to wear as well.
Yeah.
So it's just very basic, and it's lined with I use old linen, like old sheets.
Okay.
People will give me, if it's a fitted sheet that has gone, but the sides of it are still okay. The bit that goes around the mattress. So I use those a lot, and I salvage the bits of those that I can use. And I like old tea towels as well. This was one that was given to me that is actually, I think it's from a holiday in Canada. So it's just a half apron, but
Okay.
I combined the linen with some black to make it a good size. So it's just like a skirt apron.
That's
Just
beautiful.
Sort of had there. So I've got a few of those from different tea towels that I've been given. And then I was given a whole heap of calico that had formerly been primary school window curtains. And they changed the curtains and threw it all away. So my brother-in-law is a really good upcycler, and he sort of said, that's ridiculous. Why is this in the bin? Why are they throwing it away? So he grabbed it, and then I ended up with it. So there's these acres of really wide calico that was dusty and it was, you know, had a few holes, but there was so much of it. So I've made a lot of just very basic aprons, just with a pocket on it.
Oh, that's lovely.
That one's just a Santa, like it's a Christmas one. It was just a panel that came my way. So just a really basic one. I like, that's just a simple pattern. And this one is another tea towel that I was given that I did a similar thing with, because the print is the name. Berry is a lovely little coastal place south of Sydney. So it was just, I kept the tea towel fairly intact and just added some cloth ties that actually, the ties came from around, sometimes when you buy new towels, they're packaged up and they have this cotton twill tape on them. So I've saved that off, and that's become the straps of this curtain, of this apron, just from that tea towel. So yeah, I've got quite a few different ones, and just the calico ones are really quite good, because, you know, that was going to be thrown away. So you add something to the front, like a pocket, see what panels I've got that are interesting and just put those on. Sometimes I've even just used the overlocker to do that, the seam from, the side bits down under the arm. So if, depending on the colour, I'll stick a coloured thread in the overlocker and just have that as a feature, just like a red or a blue or whatever underneath there. And it's so easy.
That's clever.
Yeah.
And do you give them away as gifts, or do you use most of them?
I give them away as gifts, but I also sell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got a business selling upcycled things?
Yeah, it's on Etsy.
Okay.
But I'm really slack at keeping my store up to date. Oh, it takes so much energy. A lot of people, because I post things on Instagram and people ask about them then, and sometimes they get sold, people contact me, but I belong with a local art and craft group, and we have an exhibition and sale every November. I'm actually the patchwork tutor at the Art and Craft Centre. So everyone, all the students are encouraged to make stuff and go along and sell it, and it's just a whole big exhibition. So I have quite a few things that I take along to that exhibition, and most of them will be for that, and they'll hopefully get sold there.
What's the name of your shop, Penny?
Bet and Perry. It's my parents' names. So it's Bet, B-E-T-T.
Yeah.
A-N-D.
Yeah.
Perry with a capital P, P-E-R-R-Y.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
Yay.
Yeah. So I've got Facebook and Instagram. So, I mean, I do quilts and do a whole stack of stuff, but and bags. I've been gifted a lot of fabric that people don't want anymore, or they're cleaning out Aunt Mary's stash because she's going into care, or they're cleaning out their own stuff. And don't ask my husband about how much fabric I've got in the garage. There's quite a lot, and I'm trying to get through it.
Me too. Same.
Yeah, you do the same. You see this fabric and you see the possibilities in it, and you go, "Oh, I could make that and that out of that." Or I've got. I was given in the other day. There's a beautiful little tablecloth in it, and I know that will become a really pretty apron. And I actually wear a similar apron when I'm doing messy stuff, and it's like, well, you know what? They're made to be used. They're not made to hang up there and be pretty. And if it gets a mark on it, I put it in soaker, and it gets washed in the washing machine.
That's awesome.
So they're functional items. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Penny. Gaynor, do you have anything to show?
I don't have any aprons. I'm really sorry. I just sort of.
Oh no, don't be sorry.
I just love to sort of come on and listen to what people have to say, because I love listening to the ideas, and I hate wasting anything. And my daughter despairs of me, because like even yesterday she was upcycling a little chest of drawers with a mirror that I used to have in my bedroom when I was little, and eventually we've kept it, and she's had it. And I said, "Oh, you've changed the knobs, the knobs on the drawers." And she put some, like, those little cut glass type things, the sparkly ones on. and I said, have you got the old ones? Can I have them? I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. but they were sort of like decorative, like iron type of like decorative sort of circular knobs, and I thought, oh, I hope she doesn't throw those away. But I mean, they're probably filthy, but it's just like I can't bear to think of anything going in the bin if there's, you know. So I just like to listen to everybody's ideas. Okay. I mean, normally when it's not this lockdown stuff, you know, I'm working a lot, so I don't have much time to do these things, but I'm sort of saving all my ideas and all my stuff for when I'm retired. That's my plan.
Okay. What work do you do, Gaynor?
I'm a supply teacher in normal times. Okay. So I go around, you know, a lot of different schools, and mostly Welsh-speaking schools. So that's where I get most of my work from. So that's what I do. Plus, I'm a piano and singing teacher in the evening. Sometimes, you know, sort of, and what else?
No wonder you don't have a lot of time.
I'm very busy. Yeah.
And I've got a little book business as well, because I just love books. I sell children's books.
Oh,
so
lovely.
They're not my books. I don't write them. They just, you know, the Osborne, if you've heard of those, the Osborne books. So
oh, yeah.
So I do a lot of different things. So I don't have as much time to do all the stuff that you do. But one day, it'll all come out, hopefully.
It's lovely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I love getting to know the members. It's awesome. Liz, do you have examples to show?
Well, I've got one here, but it's easier if I think I'll try and share the pictures if I can.
Okay. Let's see if you can.
Oh no, it says the host has disabled screen sharing, so I can't do that.
Okay, I wouldn't know where to find that switch. Sorry.
All right, I'll just show you then. This is my one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I've got a pocket in the front. It's quite difficult to show it on the screen. I'll turn it around so maybe I've got a bit more room.
Okay, and you can always put pictures in the comments of the video afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. People just go to the little...
And it's lined with a blue.
Oh,
and
that's lovely.
Blue. And this is the pocket.
That's lovely. So do you ladies insist on putting? Do you think it's an apron is better with a pocket?
Oh, always. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just made that with scrap patchwork. I just started from my scrap bag. I thought I'll take that bit, I'll sew that to that and that to that. It's not any log cabin or anything like that. It's just as it comes.
Okay. Lovely. I love your combination of fabric.
They're all straight lines, but I just kept going, and I really enjoyed that for a change. I do a lot of formal patchwork, but this felt really freeing. I'm just going to go with it, keep going until I've made a big enough bit that can be cut into an apron, you see. Okay. And then I use these curved bits to make the pocket. So the whole rectangle was used.
That's clever.
And then I put interfacing on the back of the patchwork side to sort of hold it all together, give it a bit more substance, like somebody was saying earlier on. Give it a bit. You need a bit of strength in an apron. Yeah. And then I just sewed them together, like you do when you're making a bag. You sew right sides together, leave a gap, pull it all inside out, top stitch all around the edge. So it's quite strong.
It's
and
very
I haven't
beautiful.
it. I can't actually bear to wear it. It's going to get all greasy then, isn't it? But it would be washable, obviously. It's all cotton or polycotton. So that's it.
That's lovely. And you mentioned, Liz, that you normally do more structured quilts, and this has been quite a freeing experience for you. Do you think you're going to do more organic work like that now that you've had this experience?
I really enjoy that, doing that sometimes, because proper quilting is very mathematical, a lot of planning involved. I've made plenty of mistakes. I haven't got enough of the fabric. I've got the proportions wrong, and then it's not what I wanted it to be. All that work is wasted. So you haven't got that aspect of it at all. It can grow organically, like you say. Yes. And sometimes you can just start sewing together. You don't even know what you're making. You think, I'm just going to keep going, and then eventually, I think this is going to be good for a bag, you know. Yes, or if it's going to be an apron, probably.
Yes. Okay, so Zoom has just flashed the message to say that it's going to cut us off shortly if we don't wrap it up, because I'm still on the free package. So I think we can just say our goodbyes, and if there's anything you want to mention, let's start with Ruth.
Oh, Gaynor, I was thinking when you were talking about the drawer pulls, if you put them on a board, they can be a peg for your hats and mittens and purse, or by the front door, or wherever you keep your umbrella, or
That's a good idea.
depending on your weather. Yeah, they make really interesting ones, especially if they're not all the same, and then if they are, it's even cuter. That was my parting shot.
Awesome. Thank you, Ruth. And Penny, your parting shot?
I love the support in this group and just the wealth of ideas. You know, I'm always looking through and seeing the different ways people use things that you would think anyone else would think it's time to bin it, but someone will revive this thing, you know, whatever it is, and make something new and better out of it and just repair it. And I like that there's just this movement of repairing is not only okay, it's what we should all be doing.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And getting that message to younger people, it's just like, well, don't buy cheap clothing and throw it away at the end of the season. Buy better stuff and repair it.
Yes, yes.
And that's better. That's better for everyone. So,
that's a great message. Thank you, Penny. And Gaynor, a few words in closing?
I think that's exactly the sort of thing that I should try and teach my daughter and my son, because they've always sort of like just chucked things away. Like he, you know, when he was living here, he always used to sort of like chuck a t-shirt in the bin, and I used to grab it out, and then if he found it again, he'd sort of say, "Mom, why did you bring that? I put that in the bin." It's just so annoying to me when people just stick things in the bin. And you know, like if they've sort of like, you know, if something is a tiny bit worn, or if it's, you know, if they've grown out of it, or, you know, they put on weight, or and they just chuck it in the bin. I just cannot believe that. So I do try and sort of say, don't put anything in the bin, keep it for me. And now they're starting to say, but you don't do anything with it, so we're not. I will.
Yeah, one day when you retire, you're going to need something to keep all that energy focused, because you seem to have a lot of it. Yes, yes.
Exactly. I'm not saying that I do a lot of crafty things, but I don't tend to sort of, I haven't done as much as you all have, but I'm just gathering all my information in my head.
Oh, and it doesn't matter who's done what. We're all on the same journey, and every little thing that you do counts. So thanks for that, Gaynor. And Liz, your parting comments?
Oh, thank you very much for arranging this. And I wouldn't have done any Zooming before lockdown, but you sort of forced to get used to it, and I have got used to it. So that made me think, well, I can do this one too. So, and I like the way the whole thing's a community. It does boost you and help you feel that you're doing something that other people think is worth doing too. Yes. And I like the way everybody puts their personal creative thing into it when they do the repairs and when they do the upcycling. It's their own personal thing, and that makes it special.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me. I appreciate this
to meet you all.
so much. Love you all. Have a beautiful day.
Bye. Bye, Melanie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Aloha.
Say bye.